Okay, now we're going to continue on with my hike after my snow day, and I'm back in Courmayeur, and this is where I ended up the other day. And getting started this day, I'm going to be taking a bus over to Chamonix, going underneath Mont Blanc there. And this is the valley that I was going to be heading up if I had continued on the Tour du Mont Blanc. And now we're back. We're just about to go through the tunnel here. That's looking to the west. And now we're out on the other side. This is actually from my hotel room in Chamonix. And that's Mont Blanc there on the right, the taller of the spires. So the next morning I went on a day hike. But first, here's the sunset from right near my hotel. There's, looking across at Mont Blanc there. And the sunset just kept getting better and better with time. There's Mont Blanc itself. And then off to the left, a little bit later, you can see the colors getting just remarkably good. And then there's Mont Blanc right at sunset. And then the glacier just to the right of that is right here. I really like the way the colors show up in this photo. The next morning, I got started off. I hiked to the far end of Chamonix. You can see the sun's just getting up here, fairly early start, and started climbing up. I was pretty impressed that they had snow sheds over the hiking trails, but I found out that's not a hiking trail actually. We're heading over towards Mer de Glace, but this is looking back across the valley, across where the valley where Chamonix is. And yet again, looking across the valley early in the morning there. Trail was pretty steep, rocky in places. It was a good trail, nice and wide. And you see I'm starting to climb up. There's Chamonix down below in the valley. And there's a rather poor photo of a behind red stag right there in the trail. Don't know what these trees are with the red berries, but they're very photogenic. And here's my first destination of the day, Chateau Calais, overlooking the valley there. Obviously closed up for the season already. And here you can see the trail got even steeper and rockier further on. Still a good trail, enjoyed it. And here's the Cog Railway, which is what was that snow shed was really covering. Now we're looking across the valley where Mer de Glace is, which translates to a sea of ice. And that's looking all the way across the valley, the Chamonix Valley, the dam. This tree got pretty badly ravaged by one of the red stags that was in the rut, apparently. Now here's something you don't see in the Sierra Nevada mountains a whole lot. Very big hotel way up on the mountain. And again, looking across the valley there. Now this is looking back down the way I came, looking across the Chamonix Valley. And here's my first real view of Mer de Glace. That's the glacier there in the center. You see it a bit closer there. Pretty impressive amount of ice there, but you can also see that by the white scars that it's not nearly as big as it used to be. Also, you can see there's quite a ravine there in the ice, but very dramatic scenery nonetheless. It's amazingly rough. If you look closely, you can see a helicopter there was hovering for quite a while, probably rescuing one of the many mountain climbers in the area. But this is a very young region, and this photo shows a big cloud of dust that came up suddenly, presumably had a big rock fall there. And this is looking across the valley at a waterfall or cascade. Very, very steep there, obviously. And now we're moving further up, getting close to Les Signals, which is a peak along the way. It's also a really good spot to get a good view of Mer de Glace and the valley at its head. And here it is. So really enjoyed this, obviously. Very rocky terrain. And just to show that I was really there, here's a picture of me. I have a clamp, a camera clamp for my trekking poles. This is a stone walkway across a little ravine there. I thought that was pretty impressive. And here you can see how rocky things are, and that's Mont Blanc and peeking out. You see how far I've come up above Chamonix. And now we're approaching Mont Blanc again. And there it is, the one with the spire on top. The man-made spire on top. Here's one way to get down, parasailing. They have these, motor-driven fans that they sail around. And now here I am up at the top. I took the gondola from the midway point up to the top of Mont Blanc, so I could see what it was like up at the very top. Very, very impressive. Definitely worth the trip if you're in the area and you're not terrified of heights. The ride up is pretty spectacular, and once you get there, this is the sort of view that you get. Just amazing. And just to show that I was there again, here's another photo, but this time just handheld, not with the trekking poles. And here we are looking more to the north, looking across some of the glaciers. There's a bit of blowing snow there. It's a little hard to see, but very, very windy up there at the top. And there's the glaciers. And basically, that's my trip up Mont Blanc. And there's Chamonix, back where I started and back where I'm heading.